Just got a quick little stuffed capsicum or bell pepper recipe for you here. Start off with about half a dozen spring onions, chop them up nice and fine and throw them into a mixing bowl. The amount of garlic you use is up to you, but I like to use about a whole head, so chop that up and throw it in. You'll then want to add about 4 or 5 finely diced rashers of bacon into an oiled pan. Cook the bacon until it just starts to get a bit crispy, then throw in your spring onions and your garlic. Cook that until it just starts getting a little bit soft. Throw your bacon, onion and garlic mixture into a mixing bowl and then get your cream cheese ready. I've had this sitting out for about 15 minutes just so it softens a little bit. Roughly chop your cream cheese into some chunks and throw them into your mixture just so it starts to soften. I then add a good handful of Parmesan cheese, 2 or 3 good handfuls of a cheddar cheese, and then a good sprinkling of just some all-purpose seasoning. Now it's important to give everything a really good mix. That cream cheese can be a bit stubborn, so make sure you keep on mixing until it's thoroughly coated everything. For the base of this recipe, I like to use mini sweet capsicums. So cut those in half, gut the inside, making sure to remove all of the pith and the seeds. I've also made this recipe with full-size capsicums, or bell peppers for anyone that knows them as that, and it turns out just as great. Another option you have here is just to cut the top of them off and then use a piping bag to put the mixture inside. But my piping bag broke, so I'm opting for this method. It works out a bit easier in the long run as well. Once you've got everything cleaned and cut in half, you're going to want to start spooning your mixture in. Try and make sure to pack it into the bottom of the capsicums as you go, but it doesn't really matter because this is going to go in the oven and everything will melt down. Just make sure not to mound it up too much or you will have a few overflows. Once you've got all your capsicums stuffed, you want to put them onto a lined baking sheet. When you do this, you can sort of stack them against each other so they all stay the right way up and they won't roll around. If you are worried about them falling over while they're in the oven, you can always use crumpled up bits of foil to keep them in place. Once you've got them all in the tray, you want to put these into an oven at about 180 degrees Celsius for about 20 to 25 minutes. You'll know they're done when the cheese starts to get a little bit of colour on the top and the capsicum starts to get little black bits around the edges. I tried to hook into these tasty little things when they were still way too hot, which is why I used a knife and fork at the start here. But once they cool down a little bit, you can just pick them up and pop them in your mouth. Cheers for watching, and I hope you enjoy these little things as much as I did.